Just absolutely beautiful. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Even though I'm an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, one of my favorite players of all time is TJ McConnell. It's specifically players that are playing right now. This dude is 34 years old, making $11 million, and still one of the biggest playoff risers of all time. If you don't believe me, I will show you. But before all that shit, I have to tell y'all how TJ McConnell actually ended up going to the NBA. Because it's a lot different than these lottery picks, these first round picks. He had a very different trajectory, and he's one of the better half of underdog stories that we've seen in recent times. Someone like Lou Dort. But even then, Lou Dort is 6'5". TJ McConnell, he's listed at 6'1", which I don't know, bro. I feel like that shit cap. Am I tripping? I feel like that shit cap. You guys didn't know TJ McConnell went undrafted back in 2015. And yes, this dude was in the 2015 draft class. He is 34 years old. This dude clawed his way into the league by showing up in the summer league with the Philadelphia 76ers, as the 76ers would pick him up on a two-way contract. He's highly respected, dedicated a long career that started in 2015. So McConnell grew up in a basketball family in Pennsylvania. His father, Tim McConnell, was a legendary high school coach, and despite his standout high school career, major Division I schools completely overlooked him. And I mean, that could be a list of reasons, but I'll give you one. He's white. He's no bigger than 5'11". That 6'1" shit is cap. And people don't really take into account effort whenever they're looking at a player, especially Division I scouts. He initially committed to DeCusney University, where he played 2 seasons and led the Atlantic 10 in steals. So this dude was already a defensive monster. All he had to do was get his offensive proficiency high enough to be able to make that jump into the league. Waiting to compete at the highest national level, he was able to transfer to the University of Arizona, where they actually gave him some respect. Now he went over to a Division I college in 2012. Due to the NCAA transfer rules, he had to sit out a year. Obviously now people hit the transfer portal and they can play whenever the fuck. They can literally hit the transfer portal mid-season. But you know, back in the day it was not like that. Back in the day for these unks, it was not like that. So once he was eligible, he loses his year, but once he is eligible, he became an undisputed floor general under head coach Sean Miller. Known for his high basketball IQ, McConnell guided Arizona to back-to-back Elite Eight appearances and earned first team All Pac-12 and Pac-12 all defensive team honors. So this guy, even though due to his limited size, he was still a defensive beast. And of course, we all know his playmaking is high level as well. Here's some more information on his college debut, or his college stats whenever he went to transfer to his D1 college in Arizona. He was able to lead them to another Elite Eight appearance even after his teammate Brandon Ashley, which was one of the better players on their team, had a season-ending foot injury. As a senior in 2014 and 15, McConnell earned first team All Pac-12 honors and on the Pac-12 all defensive team, leading the conference in assists per game and total assists while guiding Arizona to another Elite Eight. On December 18, 2024, he became the 34th Arizona Wildcat inducted into the Arizona Basketball Ring of Honor. One of the cooler stats is since the NBA Finals started in 1947, Chartier Valley's TJ McConnell will be only the 9th player from WPIAL or City League to ever play in the finals. Obviously they lost that finals, but we'll get into that in a minute. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I gotta undress, bro. It's too hot for this shit. If y'all know, bro. Texas is absolutely being. Now, this is when TJ McConnell was actually able to get a break. He relentlessly fought for a roster spot during training camp and ultimately made the final 15-man roster on the Philadelphia 76ers. Not only did he make the team off the summer league, but he also ended up starting 51 games in his rookie season, quickly becoming a fan favorite for his hustle and his passion. And that is something that has stuck with him throughout his entire career. Even at the age 34, the dude has the most hustle on the squad, and that is needed whenever you are heighted at 5'11". Any players that are, not 6 foot that are watching this right now, just know that these things are possible. Trae Young is not 6 foot. TJ McConnell is not 6 foot. Hell, Yuki is 5'8", and he's playing in the summer league right now, and he's hooping. It is possible with the right tenacity, the right defense, and the right amount of drive and effort that you put in every single play. You can play like this dude TJ McConnell, who got very, very heavy minutes against the Oklahoma City Thunder in their 2025 title run. During his 4 years in Philadelphia, he recorded a triple-double off the bench and set an NBA record for the most steals in a single half. He had 9 steals within a game. He did this against the Cleveland Cavaliers on March 3rd, 2021. He finished that historic game with a rare triple-double of 16 points, 10 steals, and 13 assists, doing it all off the bench. But obviously, everybody knows him now as that tenacious, is that even a word, backup point guard on the Indiana Pacers, as he would join them in 2019, where he further solidified his status as one of the most respected backup point guards of all time. Hell, if it weren't for Tyrese Halliburton, he might have been starting, because this dude is that good. He's been a pivotal piece for the Pacers, leading the bench unit with his mid-range pull-up jumpers, passing, and backcourt steals. He's continuously defied expectations from being a walk-on on DQ Net, I still don't know how to say that college name, to an undrafted free agent, all the way to becoming a crucial catalyst on deep playoff runs. He's most notably helped lead the Pacers to the NBA Finals of 2025, etching his name into the history books as the very first bench player in Finals game to record at least 5 assists and 5 steals. That is an ESPN-ass stat, but I'm still going to say it anyways because I feel like it's impressive. Because this dude, TJ McConnell, deserves so much more respect than he does, even though he is so well respected. This dude is thriving in the league. Now, I have you guys know, entering the series, OKC was listed at -700 on major betting platforms. These dudes were openly favorites, and everybody knew that. They were favored to win, I think, in 6 games. I don't remember if it was 6 or 5, but it was one or the other. They weren't even projected to go 7 games, and Indiana almost stole this series right under their feet. Now, I hate the take that, you know, if Tyrese Halliburton stayed healthy, that Indiana would have won, because, you know, Tyrese Halliburton was not playing that good the entire series, and TJ McConnell was kind of outdoing him in certain games. So, if anything, I still think the outcome wouldn't have changed if Tyrese Halliburton ended up playing that final last game, even though he did have 3 threes. That's a whole nother debate or whatnot. I mean, we can debate it, but, you know, history is history, and, you know, we can't change these things. But TJ McConnell almost projected, or was one of the biggest reasons that Indiana damn near almost just upset the Oklahoma City Thunder in their 2024-2025 title. They put a historic fight for an underdog, and they tied the series at 2-2, or ultimately, and then ended up forcing a dramatic Game 7. But the Thunder obviously were able to close out at home. But how did TJ McConnell do in this series? I mean, this dude literally played the series of his life, stepping up as a massive catalyst for the underdog Indiana. Though the heavily favored Thunder ultimately secured the championship, McConnell's fearless bench play nearly propelled Indiana to upset them. You know, just looking at the stats, it doesn't really jump out other than the fact that he shot 60% from 3. Which is actually insane. He also shot 55% from the field goal. So this guy is a defensive dog. Biggest effort player. Gonna get you the most steals. And then not only that, he's going to shoot efficiently. And he was shooting efficiently. He also had some high scoring games that we're going to get into in a second. He also averaged 4.3 assists and 3.6 rebounds at the height of literally 5'11". Is absolutely absurd. Now, while his numbers do not completely jump out the stat sheet, this guy did set a record. In their 116-107 victory that put Indiana up to 2-1 in the series, McConnell logged 10 points, 5 assists, 5 steals. Became the very first player in NBA history to record a 10-5-5 stat line completely off the bench in a finals game. He was also a complete defensive terror, as the dude recorded 4 steals in Game 6 to help secure another Indiana win that would propel them to having to play Game 7. I mean, this guy was a very frustrating player to play against. Dudes like Lou Dort, Dub, and Shea were all having trouble with this 5'11" YG. And then finally, like I was saying earlier, while Pacers star guard Tyrese Halliburton tragically suffered a torn Achilles in early Game 7, McConnell, he picked up to the mantle. It's not like he you know, flared or whatever, how other backup point guards, you know, they don't do as well whenever you end up starting him. No, he took the mantle and was able to become their top scorer that night. He kept the team competitive until the final whistle. He recorded 16 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block in 28 minutes. He was also shooting 61.5% from the field. So he was not chucking up shots. The dude was just shooting efficiently. 8 for 13 from the field. Now finally, just to give you all a taste of what this guy was doing. Look at the way that so he's getting guarded by Isaiah Joe here, who physically should be able to clamp this guy down. He ends up hitting a step, then a spin move, getting past him, and just shooting a fader in his face. And he has such a high jumper that he is able to just shoot the ball right over you. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Joe is getting absolutely fried in his bench minutes against TJ McConnell. Here we got McConnell passing the ball to an open player. Easy shot. Now this guy was hooping. Who's that, Obi? That dude Obi was hooping this series as well. Their whole bench defensive unit, for whatever reason, just completely locked Indiana's. It was just one of the best finals I've seen personally. You know, obviously the teams aren't the most, you know, flashy teams like the Lakers or the Golden State Warriors or fucking, I don't even know what are some other flashy teams, right? But this is the finals that I would want to see every single year. Indiana, the underdogs that were on a crazy Cinderella run in the East, and then Oklahoma City Thunder, the defensive powerhouse, and them two just clashing, because I feel like everybody on that court deserved to be there. There was nobody that was playing bad, other than I think Case and Wallace had some bad games, and Lou Dort. Actually, no, Lou Dort played pretty good this series as well. But on the Pacers side, everybody was completely locked in, and that's why I went to Game 7. But TJ McConnell is specifically, he was their Jose Alvarado, but if Jose Alvarado was like 15 to 20 times better. And I'm saying that as a Puerto Rican. Sorry, Jose. He's able to get the ball back from Wiggins, who wasn't even expecting, and these are the plays that you have to do. You're going to get blocked. You know, these guys are taller, they're lankier, they're more athletic than you. You're going to get blocked. But to be able to go out there and be like, I don't give a fuck, I got blocked, I'm going to go get the fucking ball again. I'm going to go get that hoe right back. That is a tenacity play that has to be done. He's able to grab it, and he gets fouled, and then they retain possession. Here, McConnell's going to come down the drive. Dude is going to be double teamed by a center in Kenrich and just shoot a fader like he's Kobe. Like, this is literally White Mamba. Perfect pass to Siakam. Then he gets the steal. I was not going to end this video without showing this play. He ends up getting the steal. These guys end up scoring. He gets the board. Passes it to Neesmith, who's coming down. This guy literally just generated 4 points within 5 seconds for the Indiana Pacers. And you're telling me this not white Jesus? Yeah, guys, I just wanted to make a TJ McConnell appreciation video. I really appreciate everybody who subscribes, likes, does all that stuff. Thank you all the people that are subscribing from the shorts. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, you know, check out some of my videos. Maybe you fuck with them, maybe you don't. Subscribe. You can always unsubscribe later. So it's also completely free. And check my other channels in the description. I'm gonna catch you guys in